Welcome to the Shoulder Strikes MMA podcast. You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box. Welcome to the Shoulder Strikes MMA podcast. You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shoulder Strikes MMA podcast, brought to you by the Hot Take Hot Box. My name is Matt McSweeney. I am joined by the Ty Capone here on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon to discuss UFC Vegas 91. It's probably going to be a quick episode, ladies and gentlemen. In regards to MMA, we might have a little bit of discussion on the back end, just to kind of, it's one of them episodes where we might have a little bit of time to kind of just discuss some future stuff, what's going on, how we're feeling. We got to do our pound for pound soon, but we're not going to do that today. But Ty, UFC Vegas 91, it happened. You know, I know we say that sometimes. I don't think the card was actually that bad. It didn't have all the name recognition and, all sorts of these big-time fights, but, there's plenty of finishes on there. I went positive. I know it was a rough night for you out there on in the gambling sphere, but what did you think? How do you feel? I'm kind of just more geared towards getting excited for UFC 301. We'll have a full episode breaking down 301. Canelo's fighting this upcoming weekend, so we'll have plenty to talk about going into next weekend. But first, we'll discuss this weekend. Ty, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling a little. Yesterday was supposed to be a chill day. It was not a chill day.
Okay,
so
that happens.
It's been happening a little too much recently, but feeling better, feeling good, chillaxing. Kind of trying to prepare for this Canelo fight. The whole card is really solid. I'm actually looking forward to that this weekend. Cinco de Mayo, turn up.
Yep.
Even though it's on the 4th, but Cinco de Cuatro, if you will.
We got Kentucky Derby. We have WWE Backlash this weekend. It could be, Sixers Game 7 will not be happening on Saturday because there probably won't be a Game 7. I wish there was. I really hope there is, so that they can break my heart and ruin my Saturday.
We'll see if there's a Game 6.
Yeah, we'll have to go through all of that first. But Saturday's lining up to be one of them all-time combat sports days that you're going to get to see, like you said, Canelo. 301's not a great card, but still, it's always good to have a pay-per-view event to look forward to, and you get to see a title fight on Saturday. But first, let's talk about some flyweights.
Nuggets.
Who?
T-Wolves Nuggets game 1 on Saturday.
I thought you said Eagles Nuggets. I was like, I really hope the Eagles are not playing the Nuggets. I don't know.
Eagles Nuggets, dude.
What game we're playing there? But UFC Vegas 91 happened at the Apex this past weekend. We had flyweights getting in there, number 5 versus number 8. Alex Perez knocks out Mr. Nicolau. Ty, I thought that this fight, Nicolau was very fast. I was very, not that I was shocked by this, but I guess I don't really remember Nicolau as well, because I know he fought pretty recently, right? I guess it was last year, but that's just I don't know, it's just a guy that I don't really view highly or view in the title picture, so I don't really think about him all that often, to be honest. Alex Perez, I guess I should have maybe respected his game a little bit more, or kind of respected the fact that maybe he's back and it's not the same guy who was pulling out of every single fight. We lined them up 10, 11 pullouts from 2020 on. It's pretty remarkable, actually, that number compared to what actually the fights that happened, which were basically 2. Pantoja, Figueiredo, and then now we have now he's got 2 back-to-backs 1 month after each other. He's fighting Mukayev, which was a close decision. Now he lands a bomb on Nicolau and puts him to sleep up against the cage. It just seemed like Nicolau really, the first round was slow. There was not much going on. Nicolau really couldn't get comfortable. Perez was landing some body shots, doing some things, but it just, this was one where my instinct told me to stay away, and I should have just stayed away.
Yeah, I really wanted to take action on Perez as a dog. It's just, it had been so long since he fought. It's just Nicolau's chin, man. He doesn't really have a good chin. This was kind of reminiscent to the Topuria Volkanovski knockout. Got caught mid combo, got put against the cage with that right hand to the jaw. And it's kind of crazy how Nicolau's been in the UFC since 2015. Just doesn't even seem that long. He just fights sparingly. I think he had like 3 years off, then he took another year off, then another year off. So, but that's his downfall. I mean, Royval hit him with a crazy knee that'll probably knock most people out. Same with Dustin Ortiz when he head kicked him, and then same with Perez with that right hook. But it's just his downfall. He doesn't have a good chin. He fights very, very thin margins. He's pretty solid all around, but he's just, I don't think, really ever going to get to that next level.
That's what it seems like. It's I don't know. There's something missing. It seemed like the defense was not there. Like he was dropping his hands a lot, leaving his chin out there. And like you said, though, he kind of got caught backing up against the cage, and it was very similar to the way that Volkanovski got knocked out. And maybe not a similar power puncher, but you don't really need superb power when you have a guy's chin just kind of hanging out there, and there's nowhere for him to back up and go. And it was curtains. He got folded up like a lawn chair, and that was it, man. That is thanks for coming. That sub never even really came close. And Perez himself said, they said it on the broadcast that he's more of a jiu-jitsu guy and not really an MMA grappler. And I don't know whether that's true or not, but it really, the jiu-jitsu for Mr. Nicolau or any of the grappling really never came into play here at all in this fight. So it was really just a kind of a one-sided, it wasn't a beating, but it was just kind of, it was a feel your way into the fight, and then eventually, boom, goes the dynamite. That's it. Thanks for coming.
It was good. It was good to see Perez get a win. It's been a long time. Last time he got a win was the pandemic when he leg kicked UCR Formiga in the first round.
Yeah.
So, he has power. I mean, he's, I think, the only guy to knock out
32.
Jose Shorty Torres. Or actually, Jose Shorty Torres just lost recently. And he has a fight coming up, fighting for the Brave CF Featherweight Championship. So there you go. Bantamweight, I should say. So he's had this power. He's had the ability to get finishes, especially in the first round. So yeah, and I know this was in the second, but it's just good to see. I guess he already has a fight coming up. Is that confirmed?
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm looking at that too against Ulanbekov.
Yeah, I guess so.
June 15th. Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not, but I guess we're gonna have to look into that.
Well, this card that he's apparently on with this looks just awful. If I have to be frank, I mean, is this the main event in this? On this card looks pretty almost done. I guess it's just a random Apex card in June. Just look at it; it's so bad. I mean, we got Al Scaroff, but this is pretty. Carly Judas. Oh my God, they signed her. She's the one who lost to Carrot Cake on the fucking Contender Series. Oh my God, dude, that's crazy. She's 3-1. Weston Wilson to get another fight. Oh my goodness gracious!
Add them to the fade list.
Yeah.
It's safe to say Alex Perez is making up for lost time. Just days after knocking out Matheus Nicolau on short notice in Saturday's UFC on ESPN 55 headliner. I didn't know that was okay. That's
Sure.
I guess we're calling it that, or whatever. Sure. So Perez's originally scheduled bout versus Tagir Ulanbekov at UFC Fight Night on June 15th has been rebooked. The event takes place at the Apex in Las Vegas. So, no word whether the two people with knowledge of the upcoming booking confirmed the matchup. Really, no. With the addition, this card looks absolutely atrocious. So I don't.
It looks so bad.
That's really bad. Yeah, like you said, you name some of the people that are on this. It's like Garrett Armfield, Brady Highstand's not where I'm gonna.
Our boy Garrett
getting all the people around the TV to watch that, but Jimmy Flick and Nate Maness. That's. I guess it's going to be hopefully something where let's just get it over with, or I'll be watching it in the corner somewhere, wherever location I'm at. But, who cares, right? Why are we even really wasting too much time on this? I can't believe that's actually happening, though. He really is making up for lost time. I guess it makes sense, though. Yeah, he's not taking too much of a beating in any of these fights, really no beating at all. And he was off for so long, I mean, one fight in 4 years. That's... he's not getting any younger, and he's like I said, he's only 32. He wasted a good amount of his prime. Just maybe he's hurt. I'm not saying he did it on purpose. It happened that way. He couldn't really get in the cage and get healthy. So now, time to go. When you're ready to go, let's go.
Pretty open. It just seems weird that Tajir Ulanbekov's like 12th. He's ranked 12th, so I don't know why. I know it's another fight, but he's in the Alex Perez in the top 5. I'd like to see him fight Copper, Makayev, or Albazi, or Car-France, somebody like that. Tajir, I like Tajir, but he's on the outside of the top 10, so I don't know about that one.
I think it's not a bad tactic to take just the activity route, because it's that those guys sometimes do get rewarded over the guys who kind of sit on their spot, and maybe you're ranked number 4 and you're waiting for number 3 or number 2 to become available, but this guy who was 8, now I don't know if they've updated the rankings. He moves up a little bit, maybe takes 5 from Nicolau. Maybe he jumps up even a little bit just by being active. I mean, I think I'm pretty sure he jumped Mukayev, who he just lost to, like that. They love activity. So yeah, he's number 5 now. He just jumped Mukayev, who's number 6 now, who he had just lost to last month, and now he's already back up in number 5, and he wins again. Maybe he jumps a Kai Kara-France. Maybe he's right there next to an Amir Albazi. Like he's really close. He's right there. It's pretty crazy how quickly things can change right there at 25. But how about this, Ty? Dollar Store Anthony Smith, Bogdan Guskov gets it done. He's getting taken down. He's getting ragdolled in the first round. It's looking bad for Anthony Smith. Guskov. It's just not a good situation. Span's looking like, prime Anderson Silva. He's taking backs. He's doing all sorts of stuff. He's kickboxing. He's standing there at range. He's landing, and it's like, oh, wow, this is I'm on the wrong side here. Second round starts. Guskov, he's fighting with his hands down. He's landing shots. He's eating shots. He's getting cracked. And eventually, he just finds an uppercut from hell. He landed and he hurt Span a couple times, but that uppercut, that sent Span into the shadow realm. And then Span tried to turn into Cody G and started throwing just absolute haymakers to the point where it made him fall down. And then he got his head dribbled off the canvas a few times before Herb eventually had to step in. He should have stepped in a little bit earlier, but hey, he put up a good fight. That's it.
Yeah, he did.
Bogdan Guskov cashes out my TKO plus 250 bet, and I am indebted to him. But let me just say this, ladies and gentlemen, as a forewarning. This man is he's not that good. There are some holes in this guy's game, serious holes in this guy's game. He is going to be totally matchup dependent, going forward in the future. And he's only 31 years old, but I don't think that really matters. I think this man is just here to throw hammers and put people down. And if you take him down, you probably could get him out of there relatively quickly.
Yeah, and he's really just a headhunter. But he has a really, really nice uppercut, dude, from different angles.
He's accurate too. Like
he has a pretty good chin.
Yeah. He was eating some shots in there. I mean,
yeah, dude, I'm here for it. He's here for a good time, not a long time. Ryan Spann is probably not here for much longer of a time. He's lost 3 in a row, 4 of his last 6, and he's been finished in I think 3 of them. So, he had Anthony Smith right there, and he couldn't get it done. Then lost a split decision.
Yeah,
Krylov, he walked right into a triangle. Anthony Smith, the first time he just got smoked when he fought Johnny Walker, had him, knocked him down twice. That was gonna be such a hit for me. And then he gets cooked going for a takedown. Get out of there! Get out of there, Ryan! And he didn't get out of there. So yeah, I think
did you see he did it in this fight too? Though when he got cracked, he went for that instinctual, just grab the single leg and just hold on to it while he's getting his head.
Just stay there. Yeah, he just does it. It's like a tick. So there's that. He might have one more fight left in him, and after that, maybe he goes to the NFC or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's send him to the PFL. He probably would do real well in the PFL.
Put him at heavyweight, dude. He should move up to heavyweight.
I don't know though if you want to be fighting some of those guys over there.
If you have a chin problem, maybe move it up to heavyweight.
Big Hennon over there. Getting it done. But listen, it's Guskov is going to be fun. That's at the very least. The man is going to provide some action, some fun, and I can't wait to see him fight again. Not the same. Well, I mean, Ryan Spann's still a fun fighter. It's just
action fighter. Yeah,
the guy can't catch a win, and that day against Johnny Walker was the day you really turned your back on him. Even though you still bet him, you still have never felt the same about him ever since that Johnny Walker defeat. It was, that was heartbreaking for you. You were all in on him. You thought that was one where me and you were on either sides because we were, I was very passionate fan of Johnny Walker for a while. Even, you tried to talk me down off of it, showing me videos of him going to sleep, doing the chicken dance
times.
all over the place, forgetting where he is.
New dances.
All sorts of stuff. But, yeah, it's tough time to be a Ryan Spann fan. And we keep it moving. Karine Silva gets a unanimous decision victory over Ariane. Don't call me Lipsky. My name is De Silva now. So that's always it's always fun in the UFC, especially with the ladies. Sometimes their names just change. They get married and shit happens, and then you're like, wait, who the fuck is this? Who's Caitlin Sermonara? Oh, okay, that's who that is. Oh, Joanne Wood? Oh, we can figure that one out because she was Calderwood. But, yeah, the shit's just changing constantly. Now we got Tisha Pennington fighting in a couple weeks, so we'll have to, become acquainted, and we got to get a record of these women's fighters who. What are the records after their names change? Michelle Waters and Gomez.
Very good.
Not good. Not good. Not the same fighter anymore. Caitlin Sermonara? Nah, not good either. So. In other notes, I think Karine Silva looked good in this fight. I did catch the highlights of this. I didn't watch this whole fight, but Karine Silva did not get my inside the distance, so this is the first time she's gone to a decision. Seemed like she slowed down a little bit towards the end, but that's to be expected when you'd never go to a decision for a win. So it is what it is.
Yeah, 29-28. I guess she got a 30-27 in there from Adelaide Bird. Not really. Yeah,
she probably went
not surprised by that one.
Before the third round, just said, all right, just chalk this up.
Chalk it up. Just give her a round. Why not? Nobody will notice. She worked the takedowns pretty well. She worked the light kicks really well. Just an all-around game. In the clinch, she did pretty well. Ariana Lipsky Silva. She just can't win. Her win equity is just small, I think. She kind of has to eke out a close decision against fighters that aren't even really that good, or she can finish. And she only has 2 finishes, but she can finish the low level. I don't know, man. She's just up and down. She's very hard to. I don't know what she is as a fighter. Going from finishing Casey O'Neill after eking out a split against Melissa Gatto, after a huge upset against JJ Aldridge, after she got smoked in a minute by Priscilla Cachoeira. It's just a weird roller coaster, She beat the shit out of Mandy Don't Call Me Alec Bomb and couldn't finish her. And then loses this one. Yeah, I think she just gets out-wrestled, outpaced, out-hustled. I think Karine Silva landed a couple big shots. Yeah, nothing really. Just another women's flyweight fight.
Yeah, nothing too crazy happened in this one. So good win for Karine Silva. Can't wait to see what's next for her. Is she's kind of creeping up on those rankings. I don't know. She's not ranked yet, I don't believe, but she's getting close, right? Or is she?
I feel like she's probably
number 12. Okay, so Miss De Silva moves down one slot as well. So Karine Silva at 12, Miss De Silva at 13, and
our girl Natalia at 8.
That's true. Natalia is the truth. At 25, it's really just a wasteland. Once you get past around 4, it's pretty much over. I can't wait to see. I really hope they do Macy Barber and Blanchfield at some point in the future. That's really what I want to see. I want to see those two fight because those two. It seems like there would be some serious.
They don't like each other.
Yeah, they do not like each other at all. So
a lot of swings and misses.
There'll be a lot of grunting and people just kind of punching air during that fight. So
pants at the ankles fight.
Okay. Hey, we haven't had one in a little bit, but how about
been a while?
How about Junta? Not to be confused. Never mind. I'm not even remember. Junta Janice. So which I know the D is now a J. I know. I'm sorry out there for everybody who could be confused. But Austin Lane goes to bed. Apparently, he went to bed a little too late for me and Ty to hit that round 1 TKO bet. But once round 2 started, I was like, this was the move. You knew right away that it was.
As soon as he gets hit a couple times, you're like, oh man, he's about to. He just was ready to tumble over. He was like the leaning tower of Pisa. You're like, yo, when's he gonna fall?
It was only a matter of time. And Austin Lane, when he gets knocked out, he really gets knocked out. He starts pointing up into the sky. I'll never forget when he got hit by Greg Hardy, and he started just asking for a beer from the concession stand. And I was like, you're still fighting. And he got fucking cracked. But, yeah, listen, Janice, I didn't leave this fight saying that this guy's going to be the next heavyweight champion of the world. I'll just say that.
He could be.
No, I'm not going to say that. I need to see a lot more from Mr. Jonathan the Janice. I need to see more from him because it seems like his skill base is a little limited, and it's easy for you to beat guys like Austin Lane, but once you start getting into the rankings area of the heavyweights, and you got to start fighting. I want to see you fight the Spain, buddy. Let's see it. Let's see if he can handle it. You know, he's a Muay Thai guy. Let's see if you got what it takes to fight the Spain. I don't think so.
He's a kickboxer, so he fought Rico Verhoeven a while back. So I don't know, dude. I'm here with Janice. He's 32. He's only 7-0. He's got all knockouts. I think he can have a similar rise to Sergey Pavlovich. We'll see.
Oh, come on.
We'll see. I think he could, dude. I'd say he will. I think it's possible. He's a long reach. He's big. He hits hard. But, dude, what's crazy is so Austin Lane unanimously won the first round. Sure, he just held him against the cage and whatnot. He got a 10-8 from Junichiro Kamijo. That's
your
nuts.
boy has fallen off big time. Man. You were a big supporter of Junichiro, and now like he's become one of the worst. I don't know if he's being blackmailed or something like that, but it's not good. He has not been good for quite some time.
Yeah, somebody said Junichiro is smoking crack. So
okay,
he might be. 10-8 is wild. I don't even know how.
I'm looking at a picture of Junichiro Kamijo for the first time. I've never seen him before, so.
Yeah, not a handsome gentleman.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like him. He's kind of handsome, if you ask me. But that doesn't matter when we talk about this podcast. Good win for Janice, and we'll see if he becomes the next Sergey Pavlovich. How about David?
It's possible, dude.
Anything's possible, I guess. Shout out to Kevin Garnett. I was going to say Kevin Darnett, which would have been a combination of Kevin Durant and Kevin Garnett. But David Onama, JSP. David Onama gets a split decision, or was it unanimous? It was unanimous. I'm sorry. Unanimous decision victory. It was a close fight, but did this win fight of the night? No. I thought it was up. There was no fight of the night. Okay,
no. There was a couple bonuses.
That's awesome. That's I love when the UFC just makes up their own rules sometimes with this stuff. But yeah, no, I thought it was a great fight.
And in the last 10 seconds, they did the Max Holloway thing, and they did that and they didn't even get rewarded for it. So that's unfortunate.
Yep. So typical UFC. I saw him getting taken down a lot, Onama, but he was able to kind of get back to his feet and did enough to win. On the judges' scorecards, I had the scorecards up. I was curious to see where.
I think he won the first and third unanimously.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, he kept reversing. He had 5 reversals, 3 in the second round. He just kept doing it.
It's the same thing that C-Rod was doing to him when to JSP. That is when they fought. He was kind of that's what I'm thinking of, right? Christian Rodriguez. I think that those two.
Yeah.
Fought.
Also, I think Brito did the same thing before he guillotined him. I'm pretty sure he reversed him, and your boy Amir Khani also did the same thing to JSP. So, yeah, dude. I mean, he's a decent fighter, but like he just has these holes. He fights dumb. Yeah. Really, is how I can best explain it. He does go to the body pretty well, but David Onama is just an incredible athlete, dude. He just muscles, bust a move out of every situation, and it works. He gets on top, but then he gets put back on his back. It's very funny watching him operate. He's very tough to hold, to control in there. Honestly, he's tough. He's got a good chin. Cardio is pretty well. He hits hard, good power.
He's got all the tools. Like he's
kind of a headhunter, but I don't see why he couldn't. He did miss weight. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So he's got to figure out if he's 145 or 155. But yeah, I think he's 4-2 now in the UFC. Probably should have and could have beat Nate Landwehr in that fight. And the Mason Jones fight was really tough. So we'll see where he goes from here. I don't know where JSP goes from here. It's 2 in a row now after the Elkins win. So he gets takedowns, but he gets taken down. He does good things and then he gives up position. So I'm not sure.
That's been the problem with me with JSP. It's just been like it's a roller coaster. He's not a guy that takes you down, smothers you, and smashes you. It's kind of I saw that he's been reversed way too often by too many people, and he's not nearly as good on his back as he is, on top. And I just don't like his overall game just in general. And I like Onama, so I was lucky enough to get that money line here, but. Onama he's a guy that has some like you said that you made mention of it before, the takedowns. Like he gets taken down a lot. He does get back up, but who's to say when he fights a more powerful guy or a more technically sound wrestler or jiu-jitsu guy that he doesn't run into problems. That's the one thing that I do worry about, but it didn't matter on Saturday night because he got the win, and we get to keep moving on here. How about Euros Medic taking out your boy Tim Means? This was a rough one for you. You went all in on the Dirty Bird. You had a unit and a half on this one, half unit on the sub, a full unit on the money line at 250. Tim Means was going for that. He had him up against the fence. He was trying to really push that grappling, push the takedowns. And I think had this fight been extended a little bit longer and been a longer fight, you probably would have been in good shape. It just, that uppercut from hell came out of nowhere, and it was thanks for coming for Tim Means. And I believe Herzog was the ref. He had to step in and say, you know what, that's enough is enough. Herb Dean, even better.
Yep.
Herb loves stepping in. He loves trying to get himself involved in what's going on. I'm just kidding. But no, it was it just curtains flat out of nowhere. Uppercut, bang. Thanks for coming. Euros hitting with the shrug as he walks away. And it is what it is.
Yeah, he was timing that uppercut, and he just landed and just fucking smashed him. So yeah, that was, I don't know where Mr. Tim Means goes from here, but he's getting old and racking up the damage done to him. That's what, four of his last 5 he's lost. So
yeah,
brutal. I'm not sure. He's been finished in 3 of them. So even I do think he probably won that Max Griffin fight. Maybe you give him somebody that's like very low level or just got to the UFC, very inexperienced. But other than that, I don't really think he's got much left.
How about Victor Henry? After the first round, I think the first round was close. I think I saw some judges, or at least the Twitter scorecards given the first round to Mr. Yaya. I don't know if there's 2 judges did give it. So Mr. Sal Diamato and Chris Lee both gave it to Mr. Ronnie Yaya. Yaha! He may have given it to him. But after the first round, it really turned because it was
Chris Lee didn't want to give him a 10-8, I guess.
No, Chris Lee probably had Yaya decision. He was gonna try and fix it some way if he could get it to, your boy Junichiro made up for his mistakes. Later on in the card, early on, No. We got to talk. We're gonna have Mr. Camijo on the podcast to discuss.
Yeah.
What's been going on? Is he going through some personal things right now that are maybe clouding his judgment?
Ron McCarthy rubbing off on him.
That's true. It's what was the guy? Who's the guy that they were beefing with for a little bit? Who was making the bad scorecards? Who was talking to Chael Son? And I don't know what's making me think of that right now. But I'll try and look his name up at some point. But this was a pretty good performance by Victor Henry. Victor Henry. The only problem with Victor Henry is he likes to get hit a little bit too often. And it didn't really matter in this fight because Ronnie's not exactly a power puncher or somebody who's going to make him pay for it. But Ronnie kept going for the takedowns. It wasn't working. Victor Henry was pretty much landing whenever he wanted, and he started to land with serious power the later on in this fight. I thought he was going to get him out of there in the second, but then the right as soon as the third round started, it was like, okay, it's only a matter of time before he gets him out of here, and it was. It was pretty quick and had him as a kind of a standing TKO, and I think this was a Herzog. Yeah, this was Herzog stepping in. Good stoppage. Good win for Victor Henry. Cashes us out on the TKO plus 210.
Yeah, Ronnie Yaya, 39 now. He's been knocked out 4 times, twice in a row. I think he's about done. He is 13-6-1 in the UFC, which is kind of wild to really think about it. I guess he made his debut. He was in the WEC, yeah. So he's one of the last WEC guys around, I guess, now with Jose Aldo back. So yeah, I think he's probably done. Unfortunately, he's just
For
getting
his
beat
own
up,
sake. Yeah.
beat up and beat down.
How about Austin Hubbard getting a unanimous decision victory, which I've heard you tell me they did not make the right decision here. You told me that Mr. Figlock got robbed and he was screwed completely. All three judges had the same exact scorecards. Do you agree with them?
No. Mike Beller, Cologne, Brian Miner, terrible. I think it was closer to 30-27 Figlack than 29-28 Hubbard. Honestly, I think if I go to the media scores, I'm not sure what website this is called. Forget. MMA Verdict. I think the media scores all. I don't think one person had Hubbard winning. Honestly, I don't know if I can find this. MMA decisions. That's right. Hubbard just didn't really do anything. He would get some takedowns. He would land some shots. Figlock was minus 400, I think, when the third round started. I think that obviously doesn't say everything, but tells you enough. Yeah, not one person had Figlock losing this fight. 30-27s from the guys at MMA Junkie and Sherdog. Yeah, I don't know. It seemed kind of obvious. Like when the fight ended, everyone's like, all right, yeah, 29-28 Hubbard. Or Figlock, he won the second and third. Maybe even the first. And crazy.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that on Twitter. This fight I did not actually get to see, so I'm not going to act like I know exactly what's happening or that.
Hubbard getting round 1 and 2 unanimously is wild.
Yeah, but that's why I asked you, because you weren't the only person. You texted me about that, and then I saw people on Twitter screaming about it, and I was like, oh wow, this must have really been bad. So I'll have to go back and watch that one just to kind of make my own determination, but. These aren't. I mean, the only problem was I had to pick. I didn't have much time. I had to pick certain fights to go back and rewatch. That wasn't one of them because it didn't seem like it did. Those two didn't scream riveting, drama off the page to me. So that's why I decided to go another way with some of them.
What are you gonna do? Harmless Hubbard wins another fight.
Harmless Hubbard. That's a wild nickname. But Don'Tale Mayes gets Caio Machado to submit. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually just a unanimous decision victory for your boy Don'Tale Mayes. Hopefully Snoop Dogg thinks twice about what he says about Don'Tale Mayes, and maybe he will invite him to the gang fight next time. Change his mind. But there you go.
He almost didn't win this fight. He unanimously got the second round, which I honestly thought Machado won. I honestly thought Machado won 2 and 3. But the fight was not great, and neither guy. It was just a gross heavyweight slop fight. But honestly, I was surprised Mays got the decision. So maybe Snoop Dogg had a little conversation with the judges. I think it was, who was it? D'Amato, Camijo, Tony Weeks. Yeah, got to get him in there. Just complete the trifecta. So I'm just tired. I'm just so tired of seeing the same names judge every single UFC fight because they keep going to Vegas. They're there so much. And you got Camijo and D'Amato and Bell and all of them. And I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find out who this judge that I was thinking of earlier because he started arguing with people on Twitter and all. There was all sorts of drama surrounding
Probably doesn't do it anymore.
No,
so
100% doesn't do it. But I actually don't think he's allowed to.
Not Vyacheslav, right? The guy that got removed mid card.
That was wild. That I'd never seen anything like that. How about Ketlin Sosa? Marnik Man, I know you were. You said that Marnik Man was going to be nothing, and you were right.
Yeah, she's terrible. I mean, she's awful,
and
she sucks.
This fight was so boring.
She isn't good.
This was I had this on, but then I just started playing Xbox while it was on. I was like, enough's enough.
She lands some light kicks and things, but other than that, she got outstruck to the head 38-8. She's just tiny. She's easy to push around and bully around in there. She got her own takedowns, but did do Dickie McGee's acts with it. It's just, if there was a 105-pound division, she might be decent at that. But, there isn't, at least in most major organizations. So, yeah, Ketlin, these bitches love Sosa. Got the easy 30-27 win. She was just hitting her with the harder shots every single time. Even if she was getting out-volumed, it didn't matter.
I'm reading all sorts of stuff about these judges. I need to get off these pages, but I'm forgetting that this guy Seth Fuller was like going after people.
Seth Fuller. He made a YouTube video.
Right? Is that who I'm thinking of? Like,
yes, I think so. That name sounds very familiar. He made a YouTube video. Who'd he score? It was like these
fucktard or something like that. Yeah. Adulanop or something like that. That's
it was
Dontel Mays. That's what.
Yeah. Not Abdulmanop. It was
Hamdi. He was fighting Hamdi.
Hamdi. Yeah.
There's a lot going on with that name, so that's what it was a little confusing.
I remember that he made a video saying, "This is why I scored the fight the way I did, and I'm doing this just because I feel like I'm getting a lot of pushback, and I might never get another UFC fight again." And he never did. Thank God. So
truly, thank God is the best way to say that. So. Good. I'm glad Jaron Villal's still getting after it. How about
he's real good.
How about Chris Padilla taking out James
Taco.
Youngtop? This was a shocker, man. But I'm not leaving this thinking Padilla is going to be the next champ. It's just kind of a I don't know what Youngtop was doing when he was doing that get up. It was so disrespectful. He kept getting taken down. He almost landed that knee. He was landing some shots, but
just a nice little straight right. I think that rocked Padilla right before he got that takedown. Then just boom, rear naked choke, locked in. I was like, damn, man, that happened quick. I don't know what's next, Mr. Goku James Youngtop, but those Peruvian fellas, man, they really just don't have the takedown defense and the get up game and the jiu-jitsu or any of it. So many of them just don't have it. And I guess that's probably why he has 3 losses, right? He's been choked out twice and has a decision loss. So I don't know. I like his striking a little bit, but I mean, honestly, Chris Padilla showed up to fight. He was 13-6 before this. I never heard of him. His best win was a cooked Justin James. And he said, I'm here to stay. So why not?
Yeah. Why not is Douglas Crosby. Couldn't think of it the whole time. There it is. Finally got that guy's name. Yes, Doug Crosby was arguing with Joe Rogan and all sorts of people. I remember, and I don't remember what the exact fight was, and I don't care. I know his name. So glad I got that out there with about probably 37 minutes into this podcast. How about Ivana Petrovic getting out Liang? Nah. Thanks for coming, nah. She gets arm triangle choked in the 3rd round. Really, the fight wasn't all that close. But thanks for coming. This fight didn't do much for me because I didn't have anything on it, and I wish I would have bet against Liang Na. I just did not trust Miss Petrovic enough to lay money on the line, and she goes to 7-1 though. So she's what was that? That's her. She's coming off that Luana Carolina loss. The jury's going to still be out on Miss Petrovic. I'll just say that.
Yeah. I feel like the choke wasn't even really in, and she was just she's like, "Yeah, I'm good. I don't want to do this anymore."
I've had enough.
I've had plenty enough. So yeah, good win for Ivana Petrovic. She's a big gal. She's good looking, and she has some skills. So I just don't know really what the ceiling is. Like I said, she can consistently be at 125 at 5'8" with a 70-inch reach. She definitely has some advantages, but yeah, losing to Luana Carolina, not great. Got taken down a couple times, almost got put in a couple submissions. So she is young, definitely has to round out her game. But this is more about your girl La.
So
Liang Na, probably done.
Now I remember. Now I have figured it out, Ty, and what happened here.
Here we go.
Okay, Douglas Crosby was judging Bellator 289, and he gave all 5 rounds to Danny Sabatello when he fought Rafael Stotts, which was fucking insane.
Yeah.
And then the next night, he goes to UFC 282, and I'm pretty sure he gives Pimblett the win when, a lot of people, it was a unanimous decision, but it was like, why are these guys doing this when a lot of the media scores, except for one, had Jared Gordon winning that fight. So that's So and then he was arguing with people on Twitter, calling them idiots. Then he only had two fights in all of 2023, which was on PFL 10. And there's that. So he just
got demoted. Good.
Yeah, and we haven't seen him since. So maybe it was time for him to walk away from the sport. He was working a lot before that. So, hey, good run. Sal Diamato's working 32 weekends a year, so he don't fuck around. We have one more fight, I think. Mahashate, high Sarah. Yeah, split decision. I did want to ask you, did you agree with this decision? I did, but I would not have screamed robbery if it had gone the other way, just because Mahashate, his defense is bad. He gets hit a lot. But I think if Mowgli was about 6 years younger, he probably would have won this fight. Seems like he's a little bit cooked.
He's a little bit cooked. Yeah, he's just too old, man. Can't do anything.
Medium well.
Old. Medium well. Yeah. He did do really well going to the leg. I think that helped him a lot in this fight. But what was it? The first round, I think, was the toss-up round. Yeah, I don't know. It was really close. I think probably Mahashate landed the bigger shots. And I think he was minus 275 early, live in round 3. Round 2 late, very close fight. Again, I think his shots were just better, more impactful.
So that seems like the only round they really disagreed on was the second round, and that was Eric Colon giving the third round or the second round to Benitez compared to the other two who gave it to Mahashate, Brian Miner and Tony Weeks. I know those are two of your favorite judges. They really brought the who's who out for this historic event. Adelaide Bird. I guess that's the only good thing about them being in Vegas is that they get some of these guys that we've heard before. But even I guess as we found out, even these guys really just are not trustworthy when it comes to these decisions. And you see some cards where it's like, I almost want them to be able to listen to the broadcast and maybe get a little bit of influence or maybe go on Twitter, figure some shit out. But there you go. That was UFC Vegas 91 or UFC on ESPN 55. However you like to say it. I don't really care. I say the Vegas one. But performance of the night, Perez, Guskov, Janice, and Medic. All of them get $50,000. Congratulations to all of them. This event, when we talk about this at the end of the year, we won't remember it. Let me just say that. We won't remember anything that happened here. And there's that. So that is UFC Vegas 91. Ty, was there any boxing this weekend that we must discuss or go over or think about?
There's a little bit. So Virgil Ortiz is supposed to be pretty much, he had a fight booked to be the co-main event on that Terrence Crawford August 3rd super card that His Excellency is bringing to the U.S., baby.
Let's go.
He's hitting the U.S. run. Also, apparently he has this illness that is making him want to speed up the process and just book a bunch of crazy big fights before he doesn't have much time left. I don't know, apparently, if that's true or not. He's only 40. I think he's younger than MBS even. So not sure what's going on there. Hopefully he is sticking around for a while because he's making all these bangers. And he's doing something that boxing promoters haven't done ever besides, since Don King used to stack cards in the 80s and 90s and also steal money from people. But nobody else is doing it. And now he's getting PBC and Matchroom to come together. He has Queensberry and Matchroom doing a 5v5 card where they're going to have 5 fighters from each stable fight each other. And I think Oscar's talking about doing a 5v5. So it's kind of good. Honestly, it's really good for the sport. It sucks that there's a lot of Saudi blood money and just nastiness getting involved,
Yeah.
But as a pure boxing head, I love it. He wants to make all these just super fight. He wants all these guys to fight each other. And what more could you want in a sport where you see so many just warm up fights? Canelo's fighting Munguia this weekend. I actually like it, but why isn't he fighting David Benavidez?
Yeah.
And I guess His Excellency wants him to fight Crawford, which is crazy. If you can get Canelo Crawford, I don't know. That's gonna be wild.
That's why listen. I don't. Apart from anything else, let me just say that as the thing. This is why in the boxing space I fuck with His Excellency. All right, His Excellency is getting shit done. He has so much money. He goes, you know what fight I want to see? this guy versus this guy. And he picks up the phone and he goes, listen, we're going to make this happen. You guys are going to fight here. I'm going to give you X amount of money and get ready. Start training.
I
right
mean,
now.
dude, he's booking fights before these fighters finish their other scheduled fights.
Yep.
So these guys are having multiple scheduled. So Deontay Wilder is apparently going to be on this August 3rd card. Meanwhile, he's on the June 1st card fighting against Zhilei Zhang. That's the same night as Beterbiev and Bivol, which is also going to be in Saudi Arabia. I mean, Riyadh Season is just now coming to the U.S., but just think of all the big fights. You got Crawford Madrimov, Beterbiev Bivol in June, Fury Usyk in May. That's His Excellency. Joshua Ngannou March of this year. Joshua Wilder when they fought Wallin and Parker. That was at the end of last year. Fury and Ngannou was in October of last year. Fury and Jake Paul did a lot of numbers. Joshua Ruiz 2 in December 2019. There was a $41 million site fee just to host that fight. And now they're doing this. Yeah, dude, they're having His Excellency and his group of advisors, I guess, are having a pretty good 2024 with, again, Joshua Ngannou. Fury Usyk is I think at the end of May. Bivol better be at the beginning of June. So yeah, he has Wilder on that card, and he wants him to fight 2 months later on this August card against Jared Big Baby Anderson, which would be huge. I mean, I guess he would have to beat Zhang, which is possible, but he just lost to Joseph Parker, so I'm not sure what's going on with Deontay Wilder. The ayahuasca retreat obviously didn't help. Jared Anderson would be a tough opponent, but also Jared Anderson needs a big win, so that would be huge. But either way, Virgil Ortiz had a fight this past weekend against Thomas Delorme. Knocks him out in the first round with a liver shot. That was quick. Good night. Thanks for coming. Thomas Delorme is like 38. That was the co-main. The fight before that, Oscar Duarte beat the brakes off of Jojo Diaz at 140. So I'm not sure what Jojo Diaz has left in him. He can't fight at 135, 140. The main event, Jose Ramirez beats Rancis Bartholomew in a decision. Very good action fight. Bartholomew is also like 38. So it was just an average Golden Boy DAZN card that Oscar's having a hard time keeping up. I'll say that, but Virgil Ortiz, he's going to be in a co-main on that August 3rd card against Tim Tszyu, who's making a quick turnaround. That's going to be a banger at 154. Tim Tszyu or Virgil Ortiz asked for this fight when I think after his last fight before this one against Frederick Lawson. So boom, 21-0, 21 KOs. Health issues and activity slowed down Virgil Ortiz. He was a household name 2 years ago. Big time prospect. And he comes to bang. Him and Tim Tszyu is going to be a banger. That whole card, I was looking up tickets. I'm like, maybe I could go. I was like, yeah, never mind. Cheapest ticket to that one in LA is like $900. So
what do you make of the Tyson and Jake Paul being a actual sanctioned professional fight, which I was kind of
the Texas
shocked
State
by.
Athletic Commission doesn't care about anything.
Well, that's true. That's true. Is it going to be 8? What's going to be 8 rounds? 2 minutes.
8 2-minute rounds. The Taylor Serrano is going to be 10 2-minute rounds. That's the co-main. That's probably going to be a much better fight. Amanda Serrano is moving up from 126. Katie Taylor's moving down from 140 to fight at 135. So, yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. The rematch that we've been waiting for, I think Katie Taylor probably wins, but you never know. Serrano hits hard. Katie Taylor's just a dog. So that fight's going to be a banger. I don't know what else is on that card. I guess if I just look it up real quick. I'm sure Ashton Sylvie, the prospect who's like 19 years old, that fights under Jake Paul's promotion of VP. I'm sure he'll be on it. I don't know, dude. So many people are like, dude, I can't wait. Mike Tyson's going to kill him. He's going to knock him out. Iron Mike. And I'm like, guys, he's the man's almost 60.
The man's
57, turns 58. The guy turns 38 or 58 in a couple months or 1 month or 2 months right before the fight happens. Jake Paul's going to kill him. As long as they're actually like going at it, they might have a handshake agreement where they just spar. I could see that. I think that's pretty much what Mike Tyson did when he fought Roy Jones Jr. Yeah. They didn't really go after it at all. It was just two old guys just having fun. Even when Jake Paul fought what's his name? It seemed like they were kind of doing that. Tommy Fury. They weren't really going that hard. So I don't know. It could be a boring fight where everyone's like, why did I just spend money to watch this bullshit? It's fixed and rigged. Or Mike Tyson gets smoked. Either way, Mike Tyson's not winning this fight. Maybe I'm sure he has power still. That's the last thing to go. He might not have more power than Jake Paul, but even if he does, which I'm sure he does, but he might not. Even if he does, that's the only advantage he has. I'm sure he does no cardio. He's probably slow. Doesn't have a good chin, dude. Remember when who did Vitor Belfort fight? I think he fought Evander Holyfield, who was like 60, and he hit him once, and the dude just crumbled. Like it looked like Endgame, where everybody just slowly disintegrated. He just crumbled. That was Evander Holyfield. Is that what I said? Yeah, in 2021. Who? How old was he? He's 61. Yeah, he was 50. He was younger than Mike Tyson will be for this fight.
He looked more cooked, though.
He did.
I'll just say
Vitor was also on all the juice, but I think Jake Paul might be on all the juice, and he's 27, not 47, like Vitor Belfort was. He hits hard. I mean, he just beat the brakes off that guy Ryan Borland, who isn't a serious opponent. Same thing with the guy Andre August. I don't know, man.
He killed him.
I think he's gonna smoke. Yeah, that was bad. I think he's gonna smoke Mike Tyson, dude. If Tyson gets hit with anything clean, he's just gonna fall. I don't know how else anybody can confidently say Mike Tyson's gonna win. I mean, have you seen this guy? A couple of years ago, he's in the airport in a wheelchair talking about, I don't have much time left.
Yeah, I just think it's disgusting that Jake Paul's doing this. But I mean, I really hope Mike's making a lot of money off this. I don't really understand why he's doing this. Maybe he thinks he's still got it or has something to prove. But it seems like he's going to have to find out the hard way. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to have to see what he like. I'm going to need to see more footage, or I don't know. I don't want to just throw Mike to the side. But I mean, the man, you said, the man's going to be he's eligible for AARP. The man's almost a senior citizen, and he's fighting Jake Paul, who, like you said, is probably on the use now. What are we really doing here? I don't know. I
don't know what we're doing either, but I do think it's so funny that so many people are saying, "Yeah, it's over. Mike Tyson's gonna fucking kill him. I can't wait." I'm like, I just don't know I don't know, man. I really can't be
that's delusional people, though. Those are people who you just are hoping because they hate Jake Paul so much, they're so sick of him that they think this is going to be like the savior.
Yeah, people keep bringing up this video of Mike Tyson training, and I'm like, guys, listen. He also came out with an interview that said, after I did that training session, I had to lay in bed for 5 days.
Yeah,
the guy is old. His bones. He went to jail. Also, people I think it's funny, people are cheering for Mike Tyson because they're like, Jake Paul's a scumbag. Fuck him. Yeah. I'm like, didn't Mike Tyson literally go to jail for rape? Did he serve time for rape?
He did.
I'm just saying. Also, didn't he get away with apparently beating the brakes off of, who was it? Robin Givens, his ex-girlfriend, the famous actress. I don't know if Mike Tyson's really a saint. I just think he's cool. And, that's Iron Mike, and he was in The Hangover, and, whatever. I'm riding with Jake Paul. I'm riding with the problem child until the wheels fall off, baby.
I know you have always been a big problem child supporter. I will say this. I think a lot of people let their dislike for Jake Paul cloud their judgment when it comes to his fights and some of the different, like when he was fighting Woodley. I'm pretty sure me and you were both like, God, he's fighting like these wrestlers, like he's fighting Askren. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to kill him. I don't care. If he's relatively competent or somewhat good, then he's going to, he'll be fine. And he was, he sent that man flat down on his face. I don't know, Todd. I really want to, the guy hasn't really fought a professional fight and it's going to be 20 years almost 20 years by the time this goes down. He had that exhibition bout, like you said, but was that really even a real, they were just touching gloves the whole time. That wasn't anything serious. I actually do think he could have killed Roy Jones Jr. if he really wanted to, because he did look like he was moving well in that fight, but that was 4 years ago, and I think, especially when you start getting to the age where he is, things start to change a little bit, and I agree with you, though, like saying that, Jake Paul's a scumbag, all this different stuff. He's not a good person. Let's leave that out of this, because that the other side isn't exactly the patron saint of morality. It's Mike Tyson has a checkered past, to say the least. But I think that's I was just looking up his excellency, and you're right. The man had a rough 5 years, he said, and he said that that gave him the want to see these fights in his lifetime. He needs to, he's tired of waiting around and waiting for all these fights to happen. So this guy's just going, hey man, this is fight happening. Beast. Yeah, I love it.
It all started 2019. He did Joshua Ruiz 2. After that happened, he's like, you know what? They're doing a sequel. We're putting it in Saudi.
Yeah,
stepped up. Then he did Joshua Usyk 2. Then he did Tommy Fury, Jake Paul, Fury and Ngannou, the Day of Reckoning card in December, and then all the stuff he has scheduled for this year. Dude, 3 huge cards for this year, or 4, I guess now. And we'll see what he does after that. He wants to make Benavidez versus the winner of Beterbiev Bivol. That's insane.
Yeah.
I'm sure he might be involved. He might have something planned for David Morrell, the beast at 168, the Cuban fella who nobody wants to fight. I think he's on that Beterbiev Bivol card as well, or he's on the Majimov card. I think. Yeah, no, he's fighting Mean Machine, or he's fighting Hot Rod. I'm sorry, he's fighting Hot Rod. Kaliotskis or whatever his name is on the August 3rd card in LA. That card is going to be so fucking good. That's going to be like, not like UFC 300, but maybe like 298, where you're like, yo, we have to go somewhere. We have to watch this whole card. We have to take this whole day to ourselves. That's it. If you can convince a bunch of people to watch a boxing card. I know it's going to take some time, but that card is. I mean, dude, you got Jarrell Big Baby Miller holding up car dealerships, trying to carjack them. He's fighting Andy Ruiz on this card. That's random. Andy Ruiz has been asking for like $50 million to fight for the last 3 years. Nobody's like, bro, we're not giving that shit. The co-main event is El Rayo, Jose Valenzuela, who knocked out Chris Colbert in one of the biggest upsets of 2023. He's back against Isaac Cruz, Pitbull, who just beat the brakes off of Rolly, Rolly. David Morrell, like I said, he's against. Oh, it's Kaladzic. That's right. Radovoje Kaladzic. That's Hot Rod. That guy's tough. Tim Tszyu, Virgil Ortiz, Andy Cruz, the Cuban Olympian, gold medalist. He's 4-0. He's gonna be fighting Antonio Moran, who's on he's won like 3 of his last 4. He's pretty decent. This whole card is nuts, and they're trying to add what's the name? Wilder and Big Baby Anderson. That's crazy. That's gonna be a 7-fight card.
And I'm sure
when have we seen that?
That's the good thing about it is might not.
I didn't even mention Crawford.
Yeah, might not be a great guy, but the guy's getting people paid and he's putting on the fights that we all want to see. So
and listen, boxing promoters in general are very shady fellas. Why do you think people? Maybe they're not putting journalists to death, but having dinner with judges and referees the night before, and then having decisions come out very shady. That's some sketchy, shady piece of shit kind of stuff that happens. Again, not as bad as, war crimes and whatnot, but, ruining people's career on purpose and, almost allegedly fixing fights is also bad. So, I mean, listen, the space needs, we needed this. The boxing ecosystem needs this. And I'm here for it. You're here for it. A lot more MMA fans are going to start watching boxing now. The boxing purists are going to come out in full force. I'm excited. August 3rd, mark it down.
Yeah, I'm all in. August 3rd, same night as SummerSlam. I know you're going to be locked in on that as well.
It's probably going to be I'm sure that's going to be a little.
That'll probably be a banger as well. So yeah, maybe the final boss will be back by then.
Get LA Knight involved, dude.
I know you like LA Knight. Yeah, so I know you're a big fan of his work. So. Until then, we should save a little bit because I'm going to start getting into UFC 301 and stuff like that. But we should save some ammo for
do that tomorrow.
Later on, later on this week. I think Thursday we'll drop that episode for the people out there to get everything they need to know going into the weekend. Canelo. I might even give Derby picks on there. Who knows?
Let's go.
I'm going to pick a few horses. I'll pick a few ponies before the Derby on Saturday. Give some people exactly what they want and need, but. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Shoulder Strikes MMA podcast brought to you by the Hot Take Hotbox. My name is Matt McSweeney. His name is
Ty Capone.
And as always, ladies and gentlemen, just stay away from the parlays. Bet stuff straight up and lose straight up. That's how real men do it.
You are now listening to the Hot Take Hotbox.